Hey, good morning. This is Joe from Citrus County Porch Light, bringing you a daily word for men and a word for October 30th, 2024 is firm. F-I-R-M. Teach me to do your will, for you are my God. May your gracious spirit lead me forward on a firm footing. And that quote is from Psalm 143, verse 10, the New Living Translation. The Boundary Waters Canoe Area in northern Minnesota is an awe-inspiring place to visit. If you desire to see what the settlers of the Northwest came upon, you can obtain a permit, a portage a route to select campsites. Back in the day when settlers roamed the area, and they did not plan a route as they traversed the land, the lakes, and the tributaries. There were very few to follow except for animal paths. It would have been incredibly difficult work making trails and portaging through these dense woods. Today it is much simpler. Even in swampy areas, management has laid down wooden walkways. However, occasionally and mostly in wet season, the paths become treacherous. What was firm ground even a day before becomes a slippery monster waiting to engage the unsuspecting visitor. It is the volatility of the region with sudden and heavy rains that can make the hike difficult. In the spring and fall, the weather can also change within a day to freezing. The Lord is not volatile, He is stable and secure. He sets us on firm footing and does not change His desire for a relationship with us and protection over us. How is God a steady figure in your life? I've actually been to some of these areas that are described in this selection, and it is true they do. When it floods badly, you lose the firmness of the ground, and through that your sense of direction. Things don't look the same. You don't know you could follow the sun, but normal ways of figuring out where you're going are gone, and you have to rely on the sun to know what is west, east. And I was thinking that right in this area, when I get a bit of camera and I can flip from back to front, I'll show you the 60,000 acres that are right across the street from me, not in maybe 200 yards. And there's certain ways to enter the area. And when you do, you are confronted by a sign, probably like some of these signs that advise you on what way to go in this area in Minnesota. Well, there's a sign that says you are entering the kingdom of the mosquitoes. To dress appropriately. And I'll tell you, no matter what you do, what you wear, what you spray on, pants, putting the socks up over, the bottom of the pants so you don't have any skin exposed, you still get bitten. They can find a way. And what's worse is, there's some low points in the forest across the street. So when you go through the path, some of them fill up with water, and it's not to the extent that you can't see the path on the other side, but it becomes a breeding ground for even more mosquitoes. So you know that 2 or 3 days after going out, having a bad rainstorm and then attempting to go through this forest, there's even more mosquitoes. You can't keep up with them. They're everywhere. And if you step out of the light into the shadow of the trees, that's where they will get you. And it's difficult to navigate. And that sign is so apropos and so perfect for the area, the Kingdom of the Mosquito. And I went up Mount Washington in New Hampshire once, and I had read all the advice that they give you for going up top, and it was June 26th. It was 84 on the ground in New Hampshire, and they had a bunch of girls, these young women were from a girls' school in Quebec, and they did not read. They had short shorts on. They did not read the warnings, and when they get to the top, it was about 23 degrees on the top, and there was a blizzard. And I mean, they just froze. They ran from the train. It was a cog train. They ran from the train to the gift shop or their main offices. Whereas I put on long pants. And even though I did obey everything they said in the suggestions, it's tough to think that it's 84 now, and then when you get to the top, there's going to be a blizzard, and so that was another example of firm footing. You've got to be prepared, and just like we prepare for our end coming. So the question is, how is God a steady figure in your life? Well, for me, I would say it involves two things. One, His Word gives us a path to follow, and if we study it deeply and are rich in faith, it'll be a firm ground. Two, a formed conscience. Your conscience has to be truly formed. And helping that is the indwelling of the Holy Spirit, who explains all things to us and is our helper. Christ, I will send to you a helper, and that is the indwelling of the Spirit that we have. And so for me, those are the three things that are steady in my life. So I wish you all a happy Wednesday, and God bless. See you tomorrow.